Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the Dad in DPS, and we're back with another video. Now, today's video is actually a little bit of a special one. I kind of decided to myself, what is the most broken weapon in the game? And there was only one outright winner in my opinion, and I wanted to kind of set out to prove that by making a lower level version of it and doing one of my weapon test videos just to illustrate how ridiculous this weapon is. And you'll see it in the video, just the caveats I had to make in order to prove how broken this weapon is. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's find out what the broken weapon is. Spoiler, it was in the thumbnail. Now, you'll notice first off with this weapon is it's a level 30 version. That reduces its damage by a fair chunk. It doesn't really affect anything else like its fire rate, its range, that kind of thing, or accuracy. It reduces the damage. That is the main thing to consider. On top of that, when it comes to the build, we have removed anything that directly influences rifle damage or rifle aspects. And the reason for that is just to prove how this weapon does without even a rifle build. We do have things that affect everything. Concentrated fire can work for many different weapons. You've got gunsmith, again, works for many different weapons. Adrenaline is based on what you kill. And then all these kind of things are just things that you can typically use with VATs. So I feel like they aren't as relevant. I could take them off and kind of show it further, but we'll see how this video goes with what we have and how well this weapon does without the actual direct rifle, or more specifically commando perks. Now, the great thing about railway rifles, and I've said it all the time, is that they have pretty hefty damage before you even bring into the fact that they are just basic weapons. I mean, like, you can do so well with just any railway rifle. You can play this game in its entirety just using a railway rifle. The ammo is so cheap to make, so easy to do, and as you're seeing with these ghouls, we are just completely annihilating them. And even the legendary ones aren't doing much against me. We are getting them killed fairly easily. So this is a good basic enemy and one of the consistent threats in the wasteland. You're going to be able to take out these guys absolutely no problem. And this is prior to legendary effects. So as you're seeing, yeah, complete devastation. There's nothing they can do against me. Now, next on our chopping block is obviously going to be the super mutants, some of the hardest or more tanky weapons, enemies in the game. They are a bit more of an issue to deal with, but as you're seeing against the floaters at least, I hate floaters, they are getting shredded pretty consistently. The super mutants themselves are less tanky because I don't think I'm shooting the floor as weak point. It all comes down to VATs and VATs crits. This thing does big base damage, so the big hits combined with crits, it's just going to shred through things. The AP that the weapon uses isn't too bad either. And remember, this is a level 30 weapon. I'm not going into this with even like a max level railway rifle. I'm literally trying to hinder myself as much as possible. While the super mutants have not RNG'd to be the max possible level that they can be, they aren't exactly too much tankier even when they are. You're seeing an inferior weapon technically against inferior super mutants, but Jeff isn't going to have that same caveat. And we'll see how it does against him in just a little second. So as you're seeing, we're approaching Jeff in the rain, and he is a big old stinky, so let's just get some damage in on him. The kind of biggest issue you've got with any weapon in this day and age is the VATS hit chance and everything is just not as good as it once was. On top of that, he seems to be hugging that tree, but you're seeing the damage we're doing against him is fairly consistent, fairly basic. The railway rifle is just a consistently good weapon. And that's the thing about them, is that you can do just about anything with them. I mean, if Jeff was actually attacking me, we might have a bit more trouble, but I don't think even then we would do. This is a level 30 weapon against a level 100 glowing behemoth. And remember, railway rifle ammo is not expensive. It is such a simple ammo to get. You just need steel. That's all you need. And now, Marjorie Queen time. Now, with any weapon in this game, the best thing to do when it comes to the Marjorie Queen is to kite her and try and cripple her bits. Now, I need to remind you guys, I don't have anything on here that prevents, that increases my cripple chance on her. I don't have any of those effects on. It's all just basic stuff that doesn't really equate to the weapon itself. You're seeing her spouts are nearly half done. If it wasn't for the fact that stupid Marjorie King popping in and annoying me, it'd probably go a lot quicker. But you're seeing her spouts are nearly like completely shredded just on the merit of this weapon. And this is the thing, like, obviously with an unoptimized build, you are not going to be able to do the damage and do the things that you can do with an optimized build. But that's the point. That is the point of this kind of video. This weapon is so ridiculously powerful that even with an unoptimized build, you can turn just about any enemy into walking sushi. Like, even with against the big enemies, even with the massive like recoil on this, I can just aim it in their vague direction and just tap it, because the recoil isn't enough to stop me from being able to hit them consistently. And the Marjorie Queen, again, while this is not the highest level one, it's not really surviving this onslaught in a good way. It's just absolutely 100% the biggest, stupidest gun in the game. The railway rifle's just great. Like, I can't emphasize enough how ridiculously broken this weapon is. And when I say it is broken, I don't mean it in the same aspect of like your legacies and things like that. They have a brokenness that kind of transcends this. They have a damage that just doesn't work the way it's meant to. This is working as intended, and it just is one of the least effort and ridiculously powerful weapons in the game that you can use on any character. This proves you can use it on any character without any real downsides. You can be unoptimized to hell and still do better damage than so many weapons in the game. Literally, lower level weapon, no perks, well, nearly no perks, and no legendary effects, and that's what it did to the Queen. So the main question with this weapon is, how does it fare when getting ammo back? Well, as you're seeing, you put a little bit of ammo into the enemies, and you get a lot of that back. It literally depends on the day you're going into, but what I would say is the best method for farming for steel spikes to make ammo is literally go to West Tech, murder all the super mutants, convert their guns, and then go from there. It's as simple as that. It is a very, very easy gun to make ammo from, and you're really not going to struggle. It's just a case of it does use a lot of ammo, so you are more than likely going to be farming it more often than not than some weapons. But again, cheap ammo is cheap. So with that, I think it's fairly obvious how disgusting this weapon is. The damage it does, just from a level 30 weapon, with no direct damage increasing perks to a rifle, things that, you know, it can only specifically get, no armor piercing stuff, none of that. It completely shredded most of those enemies. The only one that gave it any real trouble, obviously, was the not Scorched Beast Queen, the Marjorie Queen. But obviously the Scorched Beast Queen and Earl would also do the same. So if you're able to go through the game with a non-legendary weapon and kill just about anything, what's the point in a lot of that stuff? I think I've just conclusively proven how broken the railway rifle is. It really is just one of the, if not the best weapon in the game. I know legacies technically take a slot up in that regard because their damage is broken and not working in the way it's intended, but it is what it is. So that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can buy our merchandise, as you can see on the screen, at the Teespring link down below, as well as our super thanks button on all of our videos. On top of that, we also have our coffee QR code on screen, and you can become a channel member. And on the note of the members, let's thank them. So let's thank our chosen Undead members. We have Golty, Dealfin Gaming, the BDP, Bubba Doodle Mom, Scott S, TFE Archive, Philip Duda, Call, PT Buns, Devilman Games, and Peggy McKnight, as well as our Dad's Army members, Wyatt Blackburn, Wollers, me, Colin G, Matazbo, Numpty, Sickleman, James Colshred, Prophet 7.back, Country Boy Stevens, Reaper Gaming 92, Victrix, Evil Rat, Folivora Zanafra, and Blue Eagle Productions. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. And I just wanted to make this a little bit of a different video. I review quite a lot of legendary weapons, but the basic ones certainly aren't useless, and I think this kind of proves that, yeah, legendary effects in some instances are a little bit overkill. Either way, guys, I'll catch you next time in the Wasteland.